Hey, what's up? So, slightly interesting topic. In my opinion, I don't think someone can be a teacher and a student at the same time. And I don't think someone can want to lead people, but also be led at the same time as well. Let me explain, because I think in some ways they can be true, but it does need a little bit of nuance to explain it. So, early on in my career, when I was at the very beginning, I kind of, like in my own head, like I wanted to be a leader because just the prestige it had and the whole idea of it was quite cool. And the problem with that is when you're fresh out of university, when you're fresh into the workforce, you don't have a lot of work experience. And so it's difficult to lead people that have more work experience than you. Now, you might be able to lead them in other areas, but if you're in a very specific role, then that might not be the case. And so it causes this strange thing where it's like you want to be a leader, but you don't have the experience. So you kind of have to fall back to other people that are ahead of you, who are leaders, who are in those lead roles. And in some ways, that's fine, right? Like you can't expect to be better than someone who's got 10 years of experience, 10 years more experience than you. And the challenge with that, though, is I guess when you're at that very bottom, is like you still kind of want to practice your leadership skills, or you want to, essentially that, but maybe there aren't people below you that you can kind of mentor or so on. And so maybe like a few years in, you've got a little bit more experience, maybe new people join, and you do kind of get some opportunity to help others. But the thing about companies as well is if there are certain roles that are filled up, then those opportunities might not be available to you. So if somebody's always in a lead role and they don't create new ones or new job titles or things like that, then you're never really going to get that chance to bump up. And so could be a reason to look at other companies, but that's very true in certain companies where somebody's so happy with their role or somebody's doing a really good job, they have no intentions of leaving, and those opportunities just don't open up for you. And so if you stay there, you might never get that lead opportunity depending on how the company grows, etc., etc. So how do you become a lead? You basically have to have a different audience, right? Because you have to have people, in a manner of speaking, below you or behind you. Because for you to lead, you need to have, you should have more experience. You should have something you can pass on. For you to be the person that they look towards when they're really stuck on something, then you got to know something that they don't. And so it's often different audiences, I think. When you're in a stage where you're being led by others, they probably know a little bit more than you. And when you're in a stage where you're leading others, you probably know more than other people. So, but I don't think you can be the same with the same types of people. So, for example, the people that are more experienced than you or are in that lead role, like it's very difficult for you to just suddenly become the lead of that person. Unless you're just some kind of prodigy that picks up things like a sponge. But as far as I've seen, the vast majority, it's really tough to shift that dynamic. And so I think instead of thinking about you wanting to lead those people that are more experienced than you, it might be worthwhile just changing the audience of the people that you wish to lead or that you end up leading. Because I think it's difficult to do the two. It's similar with the teacher-student thing. So if somebody's teaching you something, then they know more about the subject than you, and it means you're probably not going to be able to teach them on the subject that they know more about than you. And obviously, there might be a few things here and there that you know that maybe they don't know because you've got this information from somewhere else. There are those cases, But for the vast majority, if they're the teacher and you're the student, then it's probably going to be more one directional. And so if you wanted to be the teacher and you wanted students, then you probably wouldn't look to turn your teacher into a student. You would probably look to find new students. So that was an interesting concept I had to grasp kind of early, mid in my career, because I just started to see, I saw the way that companies work, and I just saw that if the opportunities don't actually open up, then it's difficult for you to do that. And I think it's also that you probably want to have a think about why you want to lead certain people. And yeah, I don't think you can be a teacher and a student at the same time. Obviously, you can teach and learn different subjects, but if it's something particular, then yeah, I don't think that works that well. Thanks for watching. See you next time.